A gunman fatally shot two people at a Central Michigan University residence hall on Friday morning, sending police officers swarming to the campus and setting off a search for the suspect that ended early Saturday with an arrest. The episode rattled nerves at Central Michigan, where details were released slowly and students were told to take shelter inside dorms and classrooms for much of the day. Police officers said Friday that they were seeking James E. Davis Jr., 19 and a sophomore. They described him as a person of interest in the shooting and cautioned that he was armed and dangerous. The victims were identified as Mr. Davis's parents, James E. Davis Sr. and Diva J. Davis, both 47. An Illinois state legislator identified the elder Mr. Davis as a police officer in Bellwood, a Chicago suburb. Just before 1 a.m. Saturday, the university said the police had taken the suspect in the shooting into custody after a search that grew to include more than 100 police officers from several Michigan agencies and the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. The university did not name the suspect in its brief statement, saying only that the person had been seen and reported by an individual on a train passing through the north end of campus shortly after midnight. Law enforcement personnel responded and arrested the suspect without incident, the statement said. The shooting came just over 2 weeks after 17 people were killed at a high school in Parkland, FLA, and amid a national conversation about gun control and gun rights. Near Central Michigan's campus in Mount Pleasant, about 150 miles northwest of Detroit, public buildings and schools were placed on lockdown. Lt. Larry Klaus of the University Police said Friday that the younger Mr. Davis had been taken to a hospital by the police on Thursday evening for what officers believed might be a drug-related incident, perhaps an overdose or a bad reaction to narcotics. Lieutenant Klaus said officers had found clothing alongside railroad tracks that may have been discarded by Mr. Davis. The hunt for Mr. Davis and the lengthy lockdown complicated the beginning of spring break at Central Michigan and led to the postponement of a men's basketball game. The game was later rescheduled for Saturday morning, but will be closed to the public. More than 6 hours after the shooting, police officers went building to evacuate students. Parents who arrived to pick up their students were initially told to wait at a hotel. As the search continued, Gov. Rick Snyder of Michigan spoke alongside university leaders, promising assistance for students rattled by the shooting. "We had 2 people that were killed in a residence facility, that's traumatic," said Mr. Snyder, a Republican. "I hope everyone can rally and, to the degree you see something, say something."